Monsters, Season 3, Episode 4, Cellmates. After the great production values of the previous episode, Bughouse, it's time for the Monsters team to save some money. We get a one-room location, a jail cell. They make up for this by having one of the wackiest stories that was written while somebody was definitely puffing the magic dragon, touring the dark side of the moon, doing drugs. Don't even try to guess where this episode goes. A rich, snobby American, Timothy, is vacationing in a vague Spanish-speaking country close to Cancun and is arrested and roughly thrown in jail after drinking and driving and hitting a child with his car. He seems to think this isn't too big of a deal and is sure the American embassy is going to save him and get him out of this jam. Timothy has a cellmate who warns him in classic horror movie fashion that Timothy is in the bad cell, where bad things happen to bad people. Also, other bad things happen in town. After night. They keep it kind of vague. He gets a visit from a lawyer who promises to help him in a week or so. This interaction should have lasted longer. Just hearing the entitlement of Timothy is kind of hilarious. The lawyer will try some bribing and lets him know he wants to get out of this place before dark.
Don't worry, Timothy. I've handled dozens of these little inter-American mix-ups before. You'll be out of here in no time. A little pick-me-up?
What do you mean, no time? Aren't you taking me out right now?
If it were that easy, there'd be one less case of high blood pressure in this world. Well, for starters, we gotta locate a judge. Then we gotta persuade him that you deserve bail. Now, you just put your John Hancock on my standard little fees and services agreement.
Bail? It was an accident.
Accident? Oh, what you mean about the little boy?
I didn't see him. I swear I didn't. Listen. I'm driving along. I hear this little thud. The next thing I know, there's like 10 million of these taco heads running around screaming.
How fast were you going?
In a car like mine, you're safer if you go a little faster. Then you got the speed and the power to take evasive action.
But there have been some real disappearances. Even the death squad stay out of this town after the sun goes down.
People disappear at night?
Yeah, but you got nothing to worry about. You're in a nice, safe cell.
Death squads, huh? This seems to be a fictional South American Spanish-speaking country. They reference the dictator of the country, El Jefe, and how they're gonna try to bribe him. Just in time for dark, his cellmate melts away into the earth, just like the Incredible Melting Man.
And blew up again. Whoa, I'm losing it, look out!
Except this one looks more like marshmallows. It goes right into a small hole, confusing both Timothy and the viewer. For a one-room location, they throw a lot at you, and the melting effect is quite good. Timothy is convincing as a selfish American who we then learn was smuggling drugs, not just going on vacation at the South American dictatorship, leading this to be the first episode of I Almost Got Away With It. Even with how bad a person he is, at the end you almost feel bad for him. He has been thrown in a prison cell that is reserved for the worst of criminals, and he has no chance against the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He makes one last desperate prison break. It doesn't work.
Help me! Not every criminal lawyer is a criminal.
Oh, my dad hears about this. You'll never work again in your life.
Promises.
Wait! How can you just leave me here?
We lousy shysters are like that.
Timothy was played by Maxwell Caulfield, who was recently in the Pam and Tommy miniseries, an episode of Castle, and voiced some video games like Aragon and 007 Nightfire. The episode was directed by Stephen Tolkien, who wrote the 1990 Captain America, Mr. Murder, and also created the TV series Summerland, the ripoff show of the great series The OC. Yeah, I said great.
When I see you smile, I know everything's okay. When I hear you laugh, it's always a brighter day. I'll do my best to get you rest as long as you're with me, we'll be alright. It's a beautiful day.
Okay, oh boy, this is Outpost. Strap yourself in for this one. It's gonna hurt. Outpost takes one-room locations to a new level. Shakespeare in the Park actor and terrible monsters makeup, Sebastian, tries his hand at existentialism, and it does not go well. This is what happens when a scriptwriter falls in love with their own technobabble. making up so-called smart sci-fi words and trying to sound intelligent. I would summarize the plot, but there really isn't much of one. The thin plot that there is Kara is an outpost inspector who goes to a mining outpost and asks one of the workers, Sebastian, why the mining ore shipments have been late. Sebastian doesn't really care at all and just ignores her the entire time. She threatens him, but he doesn't care. If Sebastian doesn't care, why would the viewer? There is no suspense or scares. Kara threatens to shut down the mining operation, and Sebastian just simply shrugs his shoulders. At no point does he argue with her or try to trick her. He is not interested in living anymore, and whatever suspense they could build fails.
Sebastian, let me remind you. You signed a contract with Hephaestus Mining Corporation. You have no rights as a citizen. Whoever you were before your metamorphosis ceased to have any legal significance when you were brainwiped. Hephaestus owns you, right down to your patented designer DNA. And just like the rest of the equipment here, if you're not cost-effective, you will be scrapped.
I suppose the moral could be a look at authoritarian practices and how bad slave labor is, since Sebastian is essentially a slave, but even he doesn't want to fight for his freedom. I don't like Outpost, and the whole show is two actors talking through a pane of glass. This goes on the entire time, no action, no scares, not even a conflict. If you're going to try to pull off a 12 Angry Men type script, you have to be at the top of your game. The monster's makeup is lame, and Sebastian talks in overwrought mementos.
I feel as if they are calling to me, as if they want me to go out into the world and find them, join them out there. But I can't find them. Something is holding me back.
Sebastian, at the end, decides to join an alien colony, and it's unclear if he commits suicide or starts a new life. 2 out of 10. My least favorite after Habitat. After the decent Cellmates, Outpost is a letdown. Cellmates had a smaller budget, though both sets look kind of bad. But it actually had action and conflict. You could tell the character Timothy wanted to desperately get out of his jail cell. It fought people, took a guard hostage, all to escape the melting marshmallow man. Outpost is Sebastian, mopes around the entire time and accepts his fate. There's no one to root for and he looks silly, not scary enough or goofy enough to be funny. Alright, let's read a positive review. This guy, Woody Anders, gave it an 8 out of 10. Director T.K. Hudson relates the engrossing story at a constant pace as well as maintains an appropriately low-key, somber, and reflective tone throughout. The thoughtful script by Michael Reeves not only makes a pertinent point on how big businesses degrade the value of human life by reducing people to the level of objects, but also offers a powerful existential statement on taking ownership of one's life. Alright, in 2 weeks we will cover Monsters, Season 3, Episode 6, The Hole. A great episode with Vietnam zombies in a very hot location.
Keep up with me if you wanna stay. It makes no difference any other way.